Hello and welcome to another AB Talks. I'm delighted to be joined today by Hussein Malhas, the VP of Revenue for MENA from Infobip. Hussein, thank you for joining me and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here.
So, easy question I think to start with perhaps, Hussein. Can you just tell me a little bit about Infobip, what the platform's goals are and what your goal as a company is?
We are in the era today of post-digital transformation. And sometimes, it is really important to talk about communication and how you communicate with the customers in terms of reaching out and building some type of engagement with the customer. So in the heart of it all, this is where Infobip falls. We are a customer engagement platform depending mainly on different channels to communicate with the customers instantly and across different channels, whether it is social media channels or the traditional channels that we know. This is in a nutshell. So it's a CPaaS, SaaS platform that operates directly with the customer.
So I did a little bit of research before I came here today, and as we can see on the wall behind us, you're spread all over the globe and you have clients across industries. Talk to me a little bit about developing these partnerships, whether it be in F&B, in banking, or across other sectors.
I mean, this is the interesting part. Now, when we say we are engaging with our customer, and this is the platform that really Infobip is all about. It falls under different industries. For example, whoever has a vast number of clients, whether it's in the banking sector, and now probably with the digital banking and with the neobanks is spinning off and being like really rolling, there is a big need where the applications and the actual platform needs to communicate with the customer. Similar to the retail industry, they want to really engage with the customer and provide a special customer experience or personalized customer experience and customer 360. So again, I mean, regardless of the industry, whoever wants to interact directly with the customer, this is where Infobip comes handy.
So ballpark this for me, because we were talking about this earlier before we started the interview. Give me an idea, how many people do you think are actually using your services and might not even know they are?
Yeah, it's, this is an interesting quote from our CEO where he mentions, Silvio, he mentions that more than a third of the world uses our platform, while, I mean, very few people knows about Infobip or about our platform. So we are really a communication platform that the vast majority on people on Earth are using our platform, while technically from like a brand perspective, it's not like 1/3 of the world are really familiar that they're using our platform. It's a big platform servicing the universe, like the globe, but not as positioned, like accordingly.
So you've had 2 billion plus people using your platforms. If I was a company though, say for instance a digital bank or any of the other examples you mentioned, and I was looking to engage using Infobip's platform, what kind of things do you look for in a partnership? How would I get involved in the process?
Okay. I mean, today, let's say you're in the banking sector, or you are, let's take the banking sector as an example. The banking sector are looking for mainly to engage with customer. Today, there is a huge pressure in the fintech industry in general against banking, or like there's a hefty competition with digital business. So let's say if they want to engage with their customers, and each customers they want to provide them a special experience, for example, using the credit card or behavior, or they want to engage or to promote something, or even like whether to position loan or to position certain services that is personalized, we come in the middle. Because some customers, especially now the millennials, they have different behavior. So they don't have patience, the younger generation anymore. They don't want to wait in line, and they don't want really to communicate or interact with so many people. They just want, an application, whether through social media, whether through WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, or the traditional SMS, but still they want to engage faster and really get what they want without, keep going back and forth or waiting for, a call wait and all this omni channels that they utilize today.
So is it this generational change, this change in need, the consumer needs changing? Is that what's driving the cloud communications industry in general?
This is an interesting question because it's a bit of both. Number one, supply creates demand. That's technology trend. And the other thing is the new behavior of the new generation. And COVID had served that business as well even faster because people were isolated most of the time and they wanted everything instantly, real time, regardless from any place they are in. But technically today, if the behavior of the new generation who is pushing this business, they are putting a lot of pressure in these enterprises in general to change their business model. Business is not like what we know it. If you are thinking traditionally, then you are really going to, in the decline phase. So yes, I would say definitely the new generation is pushing all of us to be more creative and innovative and create different means of communication, mainly the social media part.
So, and this all comes down to a change in the way that people communicate, I suppose. So we talked a bit there about the consumer. Let's talk about the client side.
Yeah.
How have your clients changed, especially over the last couple of years? Everyone's been locked indoors for a year or so because of COVID. How have your clients changed? How have you seen their adoption of cloud communications technologies change?
Today, with the data, with the huge data that is being collected back and forth from the customer and to the customer and provided to the customer, there is a huge data. So not many companies, number one, can afford the size of this data. The capex or the expenses that they need to put from a capex perspective would be humongous. It's and plus the securities, the firewalls, and the licenses for that goes along with the security components would be a really high pressure on entities, regardless how large they are, because this is not their specialty. So they'll end up putting a lot of money in something that they are not specialized in. So they might as well go into the cloud business in general. And you can see all the global companies now, all the tech companies or the top companies in the world, whoever is working with the SaaS or with the cloud first, they are the ones who are adapting fast and gaining most of the market share. Otherwise, you will be extremely limited with your services.
And do you think that this change should be driven more so by partnerships, or is it in-house development? Where are the clients putting their resources to help to adapt to this new normal?
Today, again, a lot of business is going into the direction of outsourcing and managed services. So do-it-yourself concept we're seeing it dying business, because you can scale only so much. You can spend only so much unless you are a specialized company that really work in the infrastructure business or in the platform business, and you want to expand. Because you'll need to get more developers. You will need to spend a lot on the security part, the cybersecurity. You need to spend a lot of business in the hardware and on the licenses and on the certificates. This is not your core business. You focus on your core business and outsource on your core business, so you can scale up and down. That's the beauty of cloud business or SaaS business in general.
So let's talk about the technology ecosystem here in the Middle East. What is your outlook on the region as a hub for technology? Where does it rank globally? You were telling me you travel around the region quite frequently. How do you see the Middle East as a global technology player?
You can see a bit of a variety from a technological perspective. You will see some countries in the Middle East who are really advanced, and they are trying to adopt the latest of the latest, and like become very innovative. And they are partnering with all global organizations, and they are even building their own ecosystem from digital native or from startup ecosystem, which is built on the cloud. So you see some countries who are extremely advanced, like, of course, the UAE is extremely advanced. You will see Saudi Arabia are trying to really invest there, and bring up their ecosystem. You will see a little bit in Jordan, a little bit in Egypt, Turkey. You will see some, and it depends on the industry more than the country. Because now, for example, neobanks are spinning off from the banks. You will see the digital natives e-commerce business spinning off from the retail business. You will see the ride share spinning off from the type of traditional delivery that we know. So technically speaking, every industry is trying to go into the cloud first or the SaaS adoption to scale big while maintaining their capex and opex down, because it's the only way that you can scale. Otherwise, your competition from the new startups will really kill your business.
So how do consumer expectations here differ to other regions, say, for instance, the US, especially in regards to cloud communication platforms, your guys' specialty? Here, do we see a bigger appetite for cloud communications, or is it less so?
Okay. From a consumer perspective, with today, everyone has the reach, more or less, the reach for technology, the reach for the connectivity. So again, it's the generation, the new generation. They don't know better than I want it now. I want to have the choice. I want to have the freedom. I want to have the selection, and I want very competitive prices. So again, the younger generation or the new generation are driving the businesses towards adoption by force, not by choice. So I would say, regardless of which country we are talking about, all the new generation are you'll see, lots of delivery services are online. Lots of now banking. We're seeing some some neobanks are being spinned off within our region. We have experienced, and we have helped them build campaigns, build interaction. Really, in the past 1 year, we were seeing really disruption operations in our region.
So follow what the consumer wants, really, at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So final thing from me then, outlook on the UAE, outlook on the region. What do you see for the future and for the future of Infobip over here?
We are building lots of hopes, by the way. We are really partnering with the top companies, with the global companies like Microsoft, Oracle, Amazon. We're also working very closely with companies like the main players like Al Futtaim and all these partners. We're putting hands together so we can really diversify our portfolio from a SaaS perspective and from an industry-specific perspective. So these companies can build, for example, for the health industry, we integrate with them. If they build for the education industry, we build with them. For the financial, we build with them. So even the ecosystem, the partner ecosystem, we are trying to grow really well with Infobip platform being the common denominator across all these partners.
Well, on that note, Hussein, I'll thank you very much for your time, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.